Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for watching. As you can see from today's title, I'm going to show you how I do my brows, which is why I'm coming on looking so super duper crazy. Rest of my face is done. We need to do brows now. I get a lot of compliments on my brows. They're really easy. I barely use any products. I only use 2, sometimes 3. So yeah, they're really easy. They're just really affordable to use the stuff that I use. So if you want to know how I do my brows, please keep watching. Okay, so I tried to film this video yesterday. Okay, but I was a little bit hungover. And I was like not able to put sentences together intelligently. I sounded kind of a little bit stupid. So I'm redoing it. I'm looking much better today. I'm feeling much better today. I use a random clean spoolie. This is just a spoolie that you can get in large packs from, you know, Amazon or whatever, but I like to go in with one like this that's nice and long, and I kind of broke it so it's sideways like that. I like to go in with something like this first to really clean through my brows. Now, like I said, this is completely optional because the product that I use does come with a spoolie on it. However, the spoolie on here, as you can see, is really short, and it's also really round, and I like it for combing the product through, but I don't like it for the initial comb through. So what I'm gonna do is take this spoolie and I'm gonna brush all of my hairs up and over. So I'm gonna follow that general shape that I want my brows to be in, and just make sure that everything is nice and up. What I want to mention is that I always do my brows after all of my foundation is on. This is because I use a pencil product. If I were to do a pencil product before any of my foundation is on, I feel like the pencil, the product itself, has nothing to stick to. When all of my face is done, my liquids, my powders, my setting spray, when all of that is already on my skin, this then has something to stick to, hold on to, not move, and be nice and vibrant looking. Whereas just on bare skin, I feel like it slips, it slides, it moves around. It doesn't have that kind of stick and hold, and I just don't like it. Okay, so now what I'm gonna go in with is from Maybelline, and it is the Maybelline Total Temptation Brow Definer. I have the number 305 Soft Brown. I have a full review on this. I will link it down below. Ever since I tried this, this has still been my go-to brow product. I love it. So if you want to know more about the product itself, watch my review on it, linked down below. So what I do is just first of all clean off the edge because it is plastic, and if there's any product on this plastic part, it has the potential to transfer onto other parts of your skin, which you obviously don't want. So I clean that off, and then this is my empty one, and then I bring it up about that much. Anything less than that just doesn't work for me because it'll be too short, and this plastic part is actually quite thick. So if it's not up enough, you're not going to have enough room to actually get the product on, and I like to hold my brush at an angle like this. And yeah, it's kind of difficult to talk through doing my brows, so I'm gonna say what I'm doing and then do it, and then maybe talk again. You know, I'm not exactly sure the best way to get this done. So what I do is, this is kind of like a diamond shape, the pencil itself. So this part right here, the longest, pointiest tip, is what I always kind of use as my reference. I want that part to be facing in towards the inner part of my brow. And what I'm gonna do is take this, and I'm going to make a line basically from here, the very edge of this little corner right here, from here all the way under. I like to do that bottom line first. I will kind of, like, every day is a little bit different. Sometimes I'll be able to just do one swift, quick motion. Other times I'm doing little lines. So yeah, it kind of just depends on the day, my mood, all of that kind of stuff. But I always do the bottom of my brow first. So here we go. Okay, just like that. So hopefully you'll be able to see, like, even when I just barely put a little bit of product right in this intersection, it made my brows look so much fuller, so much better. Because I mean, I have very, very sparse brows. I plucked them to death in high school, which I totally don't recommend doing. So if you're doing it now, just stop. But yeah, so I need to make sure that I'm filling a lot of it in, and then I want to elongate it. I like to have very long brows. So after that is on, this is the full bottom line done. What I'm gonna do is move up to the top. So I still make sure that that point of the very pointy part is facing in, and I basically do one full line as well from here. I'll connect it up here, and then I'll come down. Now I like really arched brows. I like to make sure that there's a nice defined arch, but I don't want it to be sharp. I want it to still be round and like fluid moving. So what I'm gonna do is start doing this top section here. Okay, so you see how now I've got some definition. I've thickened my brows up a little bit, and I'm able to see the general shape and direction that I'm going in. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip to the side now, but I still make sure that pointy part is in, and I'm gonna start turning sideways so that I can get that beautiful looking arch. Okay, so I'll come back and clean that up. What I'm gonna do now is work with the very edge here, that whole like thickest part of the brush, and I'm going to just start to fill my brows in. And this part does not have to be perfect or anything like that. I just wanna start to fill them in. Okay, because once they're filled in, I can see like I definitely need to add a little bit more thickness here so that it makes sense. So again, with that pointy part up, I'm going to fill this part in. Okay, just like that, and then continue filling in. Then when it comes to this front section, I'm gonna bring my brush down like this. Pointy part is still going in, but what I'm gonna do is start going up. And I also try to make this brow a little bit longer. I hope you can see what I'm doing. I want to be really, really soft-handed through here because this intersection of the brow is obviously where you want it to be the lightest. So some people will go in with, you know, different colored brow products to create that ombre look. I don't, because my next product is what saves the day. So don't worry too much about that. This is pretty perfect. So I'm going to flip it over now and use the spoolie that it comes with. This one again is really short. It's kind of thick and chubby, and I like that because I'm able to just really get in here and distribute the product around. That way, if there's any part that was a little bit sparse, I can move the product like this, get that full brow filled in, and then I don't have to use too much product. Now there's a little bit missing right here, so there we go. And I go in really, really light-handed when it comes to just brushing the product through, because I don't want to really be moving too much. I just want to, if there's any like chunks left behind from the product itself, or if there's like little tiny sparse areas, I want to make sure that I'm brushing through them. And yeah, so that is my brow. I really like that. Sometimes, again, every day is different. Sometimes I'll be like, hey, this is too thin, I want to thicken it up. And sometimes I actually will make it a little bit thicker. But you know what? I'm pretty happy with this. So again, this is one brow done, one brow completely undone. Now what really makes this brow look perfect, keeps it in place, but also lightens it, adds some highlights, and gives that ombre effect is this next product. So this is from Essence. This is their Make Me Brow. This stuff is fabulous. It holds your brows down. It also, because it's in the shade blonde, I believe, it adds a little bit of lightness so that I really can get this intersection looking a little bit more bright, a little bit more like it's got an ombre effect, a little bit more like I used two different colored products when I didn't. All I'm really doing with this is setting it, but I'm able to do so much more with it. And this product does have a bunch of little fibers in it, so I want to make sure that I'm wiping a lot of that excess off, especially on the tip. So I just don't want to go in with too much, you know? So I really just focus on making sure the tip is nice and clean. And then what I'm going to do is brush this in this front section only and a little bit out here, and that's it. So I hope you can see, like, that really just makes it lighter. It does such a good job. And again, so here we have full brow done. Nothing. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is fly over here and fill in this brow. And I'm not gonna talk through this side, I'm just gonna do my brow so you can see how I normally do it, you know? And then we'll go from there. And there we go. Brows are done. I told you, it's so quick, it's so simple. My camera's overheating, so I gotta wrap this up. What I want to quickly mention is that if I ever needed to clean up underneath my brows, my favorite product to use is the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. This stuff is really weird because it's very runny, but it's very thick. And it does a great job at camouflaging anything underneath that you don't want if you haven't been plucking your brows, if you're growing them out. This stuff will cover it, it'll mask it, it'll clean these puppies up beautifully. And I would just recommend taking the smallest pump that you can, using a very flat tip brush like this to get under there, clean up, give it like 30 seconds to dry, and then use the same brush to blend it out, and it basically blends itself out. It covers all of that stuff, and you can definitely use it on its own or with your eyeshadow look. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed. I hope that you like my brows. I hope that this was a little bit helpful for anybody out there. These two products are absolutely amazing. They're so affordable. You can get them at the drugstore, and I highly recommend them. So that'll be the end of today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching.